Now to our very first story, authorities of the school feeding program have issued a strong warning to its staff across the country not to abrogate or suspend its services under no circumstance. Now there have been reports of some attacks against caterers of the program, allegedly by MPP supporters. Yesterday, there were clashes in Idura in the Ashanti region over the rights to prepare food for the program, resulting in the shooting of at least 4 people. The clashes have resulted in some caterers fleeing from the schools, affecting the beneficiaries. Some caterers also claim they have been instructed to discontinue their service. So how exactly will this warning by the program urge the caterers to return to work? Joining us live is the Public Relations Officer of the school feeding program, Alpha Siba Alpha. And hello, good morning. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry about that. Now, how will a warning on a paper get the caterers back to work?
Well, thank you very much. Already we know some of the caterers are already on the floor doing their work. So it's only to emphasize the point that they should continue their work. They shouldn't hit to some of these things. And then we are also calling on the beneficiary communities to cooperate with the caterers to ensure that the school feeding program delivery is not undermined in the district.
But sir, do you intend to provide security for these caterers? Because we're hearing of really serious violent attacks on them.
Well, for now, this is what we are saying, that the only authority mandated to abrogate or otherwise of the caterers contract is the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, and then the Ghana School Feeding Program. And so for now, that is the information we are sending out to the good people of Ghana, that the caterers are there to serve the children, and so they should be allowed to do so.
But can you assure them of security?
Yes, we hope that the statement at least will also send a clear message that they should be allowed to do their work. And so I think in a way, that is how we are tackling it for now.
All right, before you go, just run us through how these caterers are appointed, because some people suspect that there are some NDC supporters who were given the contracts, and that's why these alleged MPP supporters are actually attacking them and asking them to stop rendering their service. So just tell us briefly how are caterers contracted to supply food to children as part of the school feeding program?
Well, I don't want us to go into all this because what we are saying for now is that if anybody has issues with the caterers, with their performance, whatever it is, the best way to channel it is through the school feeding program and the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection. And so for now, that's what we can say.
All right. Thank you very much for your time. That was Alpha Siba, and he is the PRO of the school feeding program here in Ghana. Now, away from that, Agbogbloshie, a suburb of Accra, has become volatile after the announcement of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo as president of Ghana. Now, the situation there has become more chaotic as some sympathizers of the MPP have vowed to retaliate what they term attacks on them by members of the NDC when their party won power in 2008. Already some structures have been burned and the residents there have promised more mayhem. What is the police doing about this? Director of Public Affairs of the Ghana Police Service, Superintendent Cephas Arthur, has some answers in his interview with Hannah Odame.
Arrest alone and prosecution alone do not prevent crime from going on.
Okay. But are you on the ground at Agbogbloshie?
Yes, we are on the ground.
Are you there? Since when?
Oh, we've been there since the aftermath of the declaration, and when some skirmishes reared its ugly heads, or its ugly head. And so we are on the ground. That is why we are saying that being on the ground is not just being visible there alone.
The residents there told our reporter that they are expecting some arrests to be made because according to them, the perpetrators of the act in 2009 are still walking about freely, and they think that at least something must be done about it. They are saying that until that is done, there's going to be a reprisal attack. Yes. Have you heard about that? Because being on the ground means that you're taking preventive measures so that it doesn't happen.
Of course, when anybody commits any act of criminality, the person must be brought before book. And that's why I said that there is a committee And when there's a committee taking care of the situation there, they are not only there to prevent the recurrence of any skirmishes, they are also there to ensure that what has gone on before is addressed so that nothing starts again today and we don't record more instances tomorrow. So I can assure you that the matter will be dealt with before long.
And we will not see any skirmishes or violence acts in Agbogboloshi.
That is our hope. That is our objective. Maybe even if we hear about it again, it will be about 100 years later.
Governance think tank, the Institute for Democratic Governance, is proposing a review of the transition law to allow the establishment of an independent body to oversee the settlement of end-of-service benefit for Article 71 office holders. Now, the proposal stems from the raging controversy over accommodation for immediate past President John Mahama. Matoda Wemega reports.
It's been less than a week since John Mahama left office after a peaceful handing over to President Akufo-Addo, who won the 2016 presidential election. But arrangements to settle his end-of-service entitlements have not been as smooth as the transition. A letter from the former president requesting to keep his official residence as part of his entitlement was leaked, prompting media arguments among representatives of the former president and the new one, and also generated a public disaffection for Mr. Mahama. The ex-president was forced to make a U-turn on the request, a sign of bad blood between the two leaders. Executive Director at IDEC, Dr. Emmanuel Lakwete, describes the development as disrespectful and shabby. He believes the lack of proper planning and disrespect for the transition laws has resulted in this situation.
We get into situations where the president is treated shabbily, I think disrespectfully. It doesn't reflect good on us. It's like we don't take good care of our leaders. I think it's a very unprofessional approach we've taken. And it doesn't do good to the image of the country. We think we're embarrassing the immediate past president. No, we're embarrassing our whole self. It reflects how we deal with that, we treat our leaders, and how we make policies and implement them, and how we enforce the law. There is no respect, there's no enforcement, and so on. So there are a number of things that I think we should streamline, but let's deal with these matters with dignity, with professionalism, with some respect. Why is it a matter that is all over?
He called on the Akufo-Addo-led administration to speed up process and giving all past presidents what is due them.
Okay, now he says, okay, he's corrected the wrong we perceived him to be committing by deciding to stay in there. Where is the right that must be done him? Then we say, join the queue. Yeah. Because we didn't do it for President Kufuor, we didn't do it for the late president, the vice president, the late vice president.
Aliu
Mahama. We didn't do it for Aliu Mahama. So wait, be in the queue. I mean, is it a political vendetta, which comes across as such? Settle him, he can stay there temporary, and then let him then say, okay, we are going to solve this problem. But do you need to do it, in a queue? So, the whole thing of let's humiliate leaders a little, we should break from the past. And I think President Nana Akufo-Addo has set the tone.
Now, the chief executive of Cocoa Board, Stephen Opuni, has until 5 p.m. today to vacate his post. That's the latest directive from President Akufo-Addo as he begins constituting his government. Joining us with details of the directive signed by the Executive Secretary to the President, Nana Santi Bidietu. My colleague Elton John Brobe was with the President now and joins me with more on the phone. Hello, Elton. What more can you tell us about this directive?
Well, the letter directs the Chief Executive of Ghana Cocoa Board, Stephen Opuni, to hand over all documents relating to his office and also to cease to be CEO of Ghana Cocoa Board by today, by 5 p.m. to the 13th January 2017. He's directed to hand over all, documents relating to his office to the President or his directive at the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, Dr. Owusu, every year. And the letter also says that due to the urgent nature of the matter, he should hand over and cease to be CEO of Ghana Cocoa Board by 5 p.m. today. So that's the directive signed by the Executive Secretary to the President, Dr. Asante Bediatua.
All right, Elton. Now, the President has also been addressing the Pentecost Convention. You were with him. What has he been saying?
Well, he is calling for support and prayers for his government. According to him, without that, they will not be able to achieve much because they are putting God first in everything that they will be doing within the mandate that has been given them by the people of Ghana. Now, he also spoke about the fact that the economy of the country is undergoing some kind of challenges, but he's confident that they will be able to sense out, implement policies and programs that will help them achieve the promises they've made to Ghanaians, especially in the run-up to the 2016 election. And he's confident that they will deliver on everything that they've said.
All right, Elton, so what's on his itinerary for the rest of the day?
Well, we know that later today we'll depart for Mali, but we are now at the airport awaiting the arrival of the Mauritius president, who is due to pay a courtesy call on him this afternoon at the Flagstaff House.
All right, thank you very much, Elton, for those updates. My colleague Elton Brobe is with President Akufo-Addo, who has been speaking at a Pentecost convention. This is Joy News Today with me, Benis Abubedu. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring you more stories. Kindly stay with us.